Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm filming this on a Friday 1st of November, but it's not going out till next Thursday, but I'm about to leave for Norway in a couple of days. So today I'm going to share with you what I've been knitting this week. So I filmed the episode that came out yesterday on Monday. So I've had quite a lot of knitting done since then, including a new project that I don't know if I talked about on Monday or not. I'm going to talk about what I'm planning to knit in Norway and my plans for the next few days and traveling to Norway. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're new here, my name is Anniken. I design knitting patterns. I teach knitting workshops online and in person, and I sell yarn through our website, YarnAddict.co.uk. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Before we start, I just want to let you know that my website will be closed for the next 2 weeks, so the first half of November. But I do have 15% off all my online courses until 25th of November. So 15% off all my online courses until 25th of November. I'll put the code and everything on the screen, and it will all be linked below. All the details will be below this video. You can choose from continental knitting, successful brioche knitting, successful lace knitting, stranded colorwork and steeking, successful socks, finishing techniques. I think that's it. You keep indefinite access to the course. You can work through the course in your own time and at your own pace, and I'm there to help you along the way as needed. And you can return to the course at any point in the future if you want to. So do go and check it out. Like I said, I'll link everything below. Okay, so let's talk about what I've been knitting. I've got knitting to share with you. I've got a new magazine design to share with you. And I may have some other stuff to share with you. Let's just double check first my trusty notebook to see if I have any notices I need to share with you. Yes, I do. Spinning yarn, 26th of November, mosaic knitting, really interesting colourwork technique, much easier than stranded colourwork. You can get some really interesting effects, so do go and check that out. I'm also teaching sock knitting at the Knitting Hotel. It's on the Friday after I come back from Norway, so that will be the 2nd of November maybe. I'll put the date on the screen. And then I'm teaching 2 festive frolics workshops at the Knitting Hotel in December. 2 Fridays. So Knitting Hotel usually books up a long time in advance, but sometimes they get last minute cancellations, and they also do take day guests, either just for the workshop date. Last time I was there, I had a lady who came for one of the days for a workshop, or you can come as a day guest for the whole weekend. So to find out about that, contact the Knitting Hotel. Their information is linked below. You can also look up the Knitting Hotel on Instagram and message Belinda and ask her. But their website is linked below. Before we talk about what I've been knitting, I just want to share with you the Knitter magazine, issue 208. I have a separate video on this that came out on Tuesday this week. So do go and check that out, where I talk in more detail about this design. Something quite different, I think, from me. But I just want to quickly mention it here in case you haven't seen that video. First off, thank you to the knitter. I really appreciate it. They have given my Italian knitting retreat a plug here. You recognize that? Both in the Knitter and in Simply Knitting magazine. So if you're interested in my Italian knitting retreat, it's in April next year, April 2025, in central Italy. Nearest international airport is Ancona. It includes free transfers to and from the airport, plus several excursions for things like a pasta making masterclass, truffle hunting, botanical eco printing, and a few other things. And then there of course going to be lots of knitting and workshops. I'm going to design an exclusive, or possibly more than one exclusive, retreat project, and you'll get a goodie bag with the yarn you need for the project, plus a few other goodies. I'm working on that at the moment, so I'm very, very excited about it. So let's have a look at my design in this issue. Oh, I went straight to it. So this is my design in this issue. Excuse my nails, I should have done them yesterday, but I put it off to a little day because I'm teaching tomorrow, and I thought if I do them tonight, they'll be okay for my workshop tomorrow and my next 2 days of traveling. So I'll try and keep them out of the screen because they're a bit chipped. But that is my design in this issue. It's a stranded colorwork bag, but you can't see it so easily on the pictures, obviously, but it does have a bit of a twist. Let me see if I can show you this. I'm going to hold my fingers with my very badly chipped nail over the chart so you don't see the chart. But I don't know whether you can see it, but it is slightly textured. It is stranded colorwork with garter stitch, but it's worked in a combination of garter stitch and stocking stitch. So as well as the colors, it also has a bit of texture. I knitted it in Starcraft Recreate. Yes, Starcraft Recreate, which is a DK weight yarn. It's kind of like a slight tweedy effect. I really enjoyed working with the yarn. It was really nice. I was quite surprised actually, because I am a bit of a self-confessed yarn snob, but I really enjoyed working with that yarn, and I would definitely work with it again. So do go and check out the knitters in the shops in the UK now. You can also get it as a digital version. If you have an American library membership, you can get it a digital version through the Libby app as well. So I've got a digital version on my tablet, which I'm planning to read on the train going up to Cardiff on Sunday. So do go and check that out. So this is my 2023 Yarn Advent from Truly Hooked. Love how it's knitting up, quite bright. I'm over halfway, so let me try and see if I can put this on just to give you an idea of what it will look like with, oh, hang on. So it's I'm a bit worried that I could have made it longer, but it will block out, so that will change it a little bit. Hang on, where are we? So that's at the back like that. There we go. So this is the first half like that, and then the second half will grow across here. So I think I have I've got 6 rows of this current repeat to do. So each repeat is 32 rows. Hang on, what's happened to my yarn? There we go. Each repeat is 32 rows, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 repeats in the first half. So after I finish this repeat, and I have 6 rows left to do, I will have 3 32 row repeats plus 19 rows of garter stitch at the end. So I'm not going to finish this before I go to Norway, because I will only have this afternoon and this evening and tomorrow evening to knit before I go. So I'm going to knit as much as I can on this before I go, and then finish the rest when I come back from Norway. I've written the pattern, and it is, I just got to proofread it, and then it'll be ready to go to my tech editor. Hopefully I'll get the proofreading done this afternoon, and then I can send it off to my tech editor, and then hopefully she'll have time to work on that while I'm away, and then it should be ready to publish. When I get back from Norway, I will finish the knitting, and then hopefully it won't take too long to get it ready for publication by the end of November. So that's still my goal, is to get it out by the end of November, but we'll see how it goes. I was just saying, I've just recorded the last bit for the last Vlogtober video, and I was just saying I didn't know what I'd done with the rest of the yarn for this, and I've just spotted it. It is in my basket here, so I'm going to take that out so I don't lose it again. But yeah, the next 2 colours are those 2. So I'm going to take those downstairs with me so I can wind them this afternoon. On Tuesday I taught a workshop of spinning yarn and my colour clutch bag. I thought it looked dirty, it was just a bit of fluff on it. So that's my colour clutch bag. I was teaching a workshop on that at spinning yarn in Bobby Tracy. And when I ordered the clutch frames, my last batch of clutch frames, I got some smaller clutch frames as well. They're about that size. So they are probably about 3/4 the size of the original ones. And I haven't actually checked that this one will fit. Yeah, it'll fit. So before my workshop on Monday, I decided I would knit a base for a mini clutch bag. So I did that. And then during the workshop, I used that to demonstrate how to pick up stitches. They were a really lovely group, very relaxed class. They were knitting and I was helping them as needed, but it was a bit more relaxed class than normal, so I could also knit. So I worked on this clutch bag because this is a new design. This one's going to have quite a lot more beads. and I am a little bit worried that it's going to be too many beads and it's going to be a bit heavy. So I've nearly finished the first repeat. I may change the second repeat a little bit and then go back to this for the third repeat. I haven't quite decided yet, but I love how those beads are looking. They're really sparkly and beautiful. Love these colors together. I haven't worked on this since Tuesday, and I'm going to put this on hold till I finish that advent project, and then I will spend a couple of days and try and finish this. It's a fairly quick knit, so I probably could have tried to finish it this week, but the advent project is my priority. And then I could take this to Norway with me. I am considering it because it doesn't take up much space, and it would be quite good knitting to do on the train on Sunday. But I don't think I'm going to because it's got beads. I'm leaving for Wales on Sunday. I'm going to get a train up to Wales and stay with my daughters overnight, and then my youngest daughter Emily is coming to Norway with me, and we are leaving at about 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. Our flight's about 11 o'clock from London Stansted, so we've got to get up in the middle of the night and drive up. Emily's going to do all the driving because I'm not sure to drive her car. Originally we were supposed to fly to Norway on Tuesday, and I was going to get a train up on Monday, so I thought after teaching a Stitch Fest tomorrow I would have a day of relaxation and getting organised, and then go up to Wales on Monday, go to Stansted on Tuesday. We had a late afternoon flight. Everything was booked. All my train tickets were booked. And then Ryanair cancelled a bunch of flights. So they've cut down flights from, I think, from 7 days a week to, I think, 3 days a week. So we had to change the day and go on Monday instead, which meant I had to change my train tickets because we are now leaving in the morning instead of the late afternoon, which really messes up. If I was going straight to Stansted by train, like I would normally do when I go on my own, I wouldn't have been able to do it because I can't get to Stansted from here on public transport for a plane that leaves at 11 o'clock. So I have to be at the airport for 8. First train leaves here at 6 in the morning. I would have had to either get the overnight train or go up the day before and book a hotel. And because I'm going to Norway so often now, I do try and keep the travel as cheap as possible. Just traveling with a backpack. Left all my clothes in Norway so that I can try and make it as cheap as possible, because this will be my 5th trip since last Christmas. So that's why I'm trying to keep it as cheap as possible because I'm going so often. So I'm glad that Emily and I are going up together and that we'd already decided she was going to drive, because if I was going on my own I would be in trouble. So I changed my tickets. I'm going up on Sunday, and then last weekend I had a message from the train app that I booked my ticket through saying that my train had been cancelled, but it wasn't showing up as cancelled in the schedule, the journey planner thing. So I tweeted both the app I booked through, Trainline, and GWR, which runs the train, and GWR said no, it's not been cancelled. And then they got back to me because we went back and forth a couple of times. They got back to me and they said yes, it has been cancelled. And first I was told I had to get a train that uses GWR for the whole journey, and a lot of trains from here to Cardiff are part GWR, part cross country. And first I was told I couldn't do that route. It had to be GWR all the way. So I reached out to GWR again on Twitter. Their Twitter teams are really good, or X I guess it's called now. And they got back to me and they found me a route that I could take. They booked me. I booked seats on those 2 trains. I got a change in Taunton. Got about just over half an hour to wait there, and then I saw a tweet from them a few days ago saying that because of maintenance work in the Bristol area, which I'm travelling through, there are going to be loads of train changes and cancellations. So my train from here to Taunton should run as normal because it's the London train, and they said it won't affect the London trains. But my train from Taunton to Cardiff could be affected. But I won't know till Sunday morning. They said the timetables will be updated overnight Saturday night. So at the moment, I think I'll be okay, but who knows by the time we get to Sunday morning. So my plan is to set my alarm early on Sunday morning and check my phone, basically check the apps and see what seems to be running. I've already spoken to my daughter and she said if she has to, she'll come and get me at Taunton. It's probably a couple hours drive for her, I think. So I'm hoping she won't have to, but if she has to, she said she will. But I will try and get there on public transport if I can. At least I have all day, and I'm going to catch a train on Sunday. So if it takes me all day, that's fine. The knitting I'm taking with me to do on the train is the hat that I'm knitting for Simon. I've already packed it, and I forgot to go and pull it out, so I can't show it to you, but I've already packed it. I think I talked about it last week. I haven't knitted any more on it since last week. I've done the crown basically, and now I'm just on a very long straight bit, so that will be fine for train knitting and knitting in the car going up to London on Monday, and at the airport, and on the plane. So maybe I'll be able to finish it before I get to Norway. I don't know. I had planned to take another project with me, so I've been umming and ahhing about what cowl or neck accessory to bring with me. And I have these two that I have finished recently. So this one I knitted last time I was in Norway. The beaded brioche thing that hasn't been published yet, but it'll be coming out soon. I just need to check that we finished tech editing. I think we have, but I need to just double check it. Then I've also got this one, which I think might be published next week, I think. I need to, if I have time to look at it before I go, otherwise it'll be the week after. So these are both very nice neck accessories, and they won't take up very much space, but my backpack is full. I can't really fit any more in there. So I don't know whether to take this one. I was thinking about taking a hat, and I thought if I take a hat, it would be this one. Hang on. And then take this one, because they kind of match and knitted in the same colour. So that's what I was thinking. But then I looked at the weather forecast, and it's not going to be that cold. It's going to be kind of between 5 and 10 degrees, maybe a little more 5 than 10 for the last few days I'm there. And I don't wear hats a lot. I know that sounds cold, and it's been quite mild here, so it probably will feel cold. But when we go out for walks and stuff, I do get warm quite quickly, and I don't really like wearing hats. I love this colour, by the way. I don't like wearing hats unless it's snowing, which I don't think there's any snow forecast. I don't think they've had any snow yet this year where my parents live. So unless we have snow or it's very windy and bitterly cold, I can't see myself wearing a hat at all. And my mum has got hats and my dad's got hats. So I'm sure between them I can find a hat to wear if I need a hat. But I thought this would be quite cute, but obviously I'm very, very short on space. So I thought it makes more sense for the temperatures and everything else to take this one, because this takes a very little space. This weighs less than 60 grams by 55, 56 grams probably. No, maybe a little bit more with the beads, but the yarn takes a very little space. It's very, very small. I might find a pouch to put it in just to protect it in my backpack, because it is very delicate and I would hate to damage it because it is so beautiful. And this I can wear as a long loop around my neck, so if we go out for a walk and I get warm, I can just unloop it and wear it like that, and then it won't be quite as warm. Or I can loop it around my neck. This is called Fairy Tale, by the way, and the pattern will be out sometime in November, and I do quite like that. The jacket I'm wearing is a new winter jacket, which I got a bargain at the M&S outlet near where my daughters live for 20. I got it for £25. Full prices was £59. I got it for 25. I've seen it on second-hand sites used for more than that, so I got a real bargain. But it's sage green, so I think this will go nicely with that. I think the pink will as well, actually. But I thought this one might be better because if I get warm, I can just unloop it and have it loose around my neck, and it doesn't take up very much space. And I don't think I'm going to be wearing a hat, so I'm not going to take my hat because I don't wear hats very often. It has to be very cold, below 0 and snowing really for me to wear a hat. And I don't think it's going to be that cold, and I don't think, doesn't look like there's any snow in the long-term forecast. So I think I'm going to take that one. Decision made. Yes, let's take that one. I had planned to not take anything with me and knit a new neck accessory on the way there. So my plan was to knit a cowl. I have actually charted out a beaded colourwork cowl. It's a pattern I've had charted out for a while. I was going to use it for something else, but I haven't, so I thought I'll use it for this. I picked the yarn out. So my yarn choices were either these two. This is Yarnaddict Merino cotton, or these two. And I chose the beads and everything. And then yesterday I decided to pack, and if I just put 2 in here, this takes up quite a lot of space. I have no lee room in my backpack at all, no room for any extras. Like my water bottle and things like that. So I have decided, because I was going to take this and take my hat, and I thought I don't really need both, and because this is beaded stranded colour work, it's fine knitting on the train and at the airport, but it's going to be a bit of a hassle in the car and on the plane. So I've decided not to take this and just take my hat. My main project to work on while I'm in Norway will be a sweater. Where is it? Here. So I've decided, I think I talked about this last week or in one of the Vlogtober videos, I'm going to re-knit this sweater because I love this last winter, but as I don't want to repeat myself, but as I was saying, especially on the back, it's gotten really kind of worn out. And I knitted it quite a loose tension, so you can see how big the stitches are. I knitted it on 3.5mm needles, and I love it, but it's a bit big and it's just worn a lot. I mean, I did wear it a lot last year, but it has worn a lot. So first I knitted a swatch holding 2 strands double because I thought that would be harder wearing, and I like that fabric, but I'm a bit worried it's going to be a bit thick because I tend to overheat, and I don't know if I would wear that often. And then I worked out how much yarn I would need, and I realised that it would cost me quite a lot of money. It would be well over £100 for enough yarn for that. So I knitted another swatch. I haven't blocked this swatch actually. I only knitted it yesterday. And I've gone down to 3mm needles. So you can see, let me just show you. So that's the stitch definition. Tension on that is a bit more even. And the stitches are definitely smaller compared to this. I don't know if it is to see that, but so that's what I've decided to do. I was considering 3.25mm needles, but that's not a lot of difference from the 3.5mm needles I used for the original. So I think this will be better. I also want to make it slightly smaller than what I knitted before because I have lost weight. So I do want to make it slightly smaller. So I need to steam press this later and then just work up my tension and then just have a quick look at the pattern and work out whether I knit the same pattern with the same stitch counts on 3mm needles and it'll end up smaller, or whether I recalculate the whole pattern. I'm hoping I can just re-knit it on smaller needles and it will still be okay. But I need to just do some calculations to double check that before I start knitting. But the yarn has arrived at my parents'. I have just come back from Stitch Fest. I've been teaching all morning and I thought I would just quickly show you what yarn I bought. I did do a bit of filming, but I haven't looked back on it. It was very, very busy. I filmed a little bit for my class, so I'll probably be able to show that. But as a show, when I came downstairs after my class, I had a quick look around all the stalls. It was very, very busy. And most of the stalls I couldn't get close enough to really take any footage without getting close to people in it, which I don't like doing. But I had a quick look around and I did buy something. I didn't stay very long because I got some work to do and then I'm leaving tomorrow, so I wanted to get home. But I stopped by Pixie Yarn because I love her yarns, and I actually have this colorway in the sock yarn, and I'm planning to use it for a sweater. So I got some boucle in the same colorway because I love this colorway. It is Superwash Merino 100% 4-ply, 450 meters. Now I don't know if I'll use it for the sweater I'm planning to knit or whether I use it for something else, but I thought if I buy the same color as the sweater, then if I want to include it in the sweater I can. It is 450 meters and I think that's really pretty. She had a I think it's the Stephen West current what's it called, knit along, Mr. Knit Along, that's it, kit. 2 hot pink and 2 other colours, the pastel colours, and they were so pretty and I was very ready. So I thought I would buy, it was fibre because I have gotten back into spinning again, and there were several people there selling fibre. I got this one from the Twisted Felter, who I haven't seen before. This is fibre, and look at that gorgeous colourway, so variegated colourway, love that. And then I got these two. These are merino, 50 grams each. I nearly got this one in 100-gram braid, but I decided to get this one instead because I thought this would be easier to spin. And then I saw these two 50-gram, this 50-gram one. I thought, well, I'll get that. So what I'm thinking I might do is spin this separately and spin this separately and apply them together. But gorgeous colours. If I can find a website, I will link her below, and I'll link Pixie Yarns below as well. Okay. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I had loads of new subscribers in October, so I really appreciate it. So whether you're a new subscriber or a long-term subscriber, I really appreciate your support. There will hopefully be a vlog from Norway next week, I think. Hopefully I'll be able to go into Oslo and do a bit of yarn shopping. But I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and I will be back with more on Tuesday. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.